Welcome back to the Endless Cacophony podcast. We are still doing lockdown specials. We're still taking suggestions from patrons for questions for the podcast and answering them for your listening pleasure. So, in no particular order, question 1 tonight. If you were a powerful and crazy drug lord, what animal would you use to defend your home? Would you rather fight one normal lion with your bare hands or fight a giant lion but you have bears for hands? What's the sweet spot for points in 40k? And what are we hoping for in 9th edition?
The Endless Cacophony podcast.
And we're back with another one. We said we'd do it more regularly. This is, what, like a week after?
Yeah, this is really regular. It's like we've been taking loads of fibre.
Also, you're a massive dick.
Oh, yeah. What have I done again?
Well, I normally have the topics up on the screen in the WhatsApp chat on YouTube on my computer, so that I can remember the topics, and when we need to move on to the next one, it's right there, and I can read it and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But I left you in charge of picking topics today.
Yeah.
So
and then what happened?
We did the same thing we did last time. We opened the questions up to the Discord patrons because we're trying to involve people because lockdown is really boring. We want people to feel involved. So I let Chris pick the topics. It's the first time I've given him any responsibility.
Big
and
mistake.
I said to him, right, so what's the list of topics? Oh, I've put them in the shared note. Can you just fucking send them to me, Chris, like I do to you? Yeah, okay. And how did you send them, Chris?
I took a screenshot so you couldn't copy the text, and then I flipped it upside down.
Yeah. So I mean, my phone's here in my hand. You can see it now. They can't. Upside down, so I can read the topic.
Yeah. You know,
Which
I just
has confused me on no less than about 6 occasions so far when I've got a message.
Yeah. I just want to spice your life up, Liam. Give you a little bit of a challenge, you know?
Yeah, penis. Well, in that vein, I'm going to do the same to you in a minute.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So we've got some topics here. I think we're coming a little bit away from the random topics and picking ones we want to talk about because I think we get better chat that way.
Yeah.
But you haven't listed them in an order like normal either, have you? You haven't gone like random 40k. You just listed them.
Yeah, just chucked them on there.
Yeah, so we're going to just pick
real
one
half-assed, yeah.
and talk about it. But before we do that, Chris,
Yeah.
before we start on the actual topics of the podcast,
Oh, God, yeah.
I want to throw you a curveball.
Okay, go for it.
Now, as you well know, because you've frequented Discord quite a lot recently as well, we've had a bit of a night shift resurgence on Discord at 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, love it.
Including the obligatory 2, 3, 4 a.m. selfies that we're all taking.
Yep.
And there's been many discussions about different things that exist in the world, things that are right, some things that are wrong. And I had a statement. From one of the patrons, Chris, got sent through to me. I've got it up on the screen right now. Right way up as well. Right way up. Hasn't
nice
been
one.
upside
Yeah.
down. That's quite nice, yeah. And I asked her to put this together so I could read it to you and get your response and riposte to this statement.
Okay.
And this is going to be our first talking point.
All right, let's do it.
So I'm going to read this word for word as well because she did a good job. I quite like it.
Yeah,
and if
please
I
do.
balls it up, I'm very sorry, Kim. And I can't read it in her crazy Irish accent either. So, greetings. It has come to my attention that within the DZTV community, reports have emerged of heresy most vile. A deep-seated rot has penetrated down within its very roots, festering and boiling within the foundations it was built upon, biding its time before rearing its ugly head from within the darkest corners of our humble home. Those who sit here before you are accused of heresy most foul. That's me and you, Chris. Those who sit here before you. Okay.
Yeah.
To deny that the divine, from which golden light radicates across our empire, has no place atop the throne it now rests, is a crime so heinous that only the most severe of punishments would be fitting to deliver justice. Pineapple clearly belongs atop the sacred crust of pizza.
Right,
And
I'm
despite-
fucking switching this off. I'm switching off.
And despite what certain naysayers may believe, serves only to enhance whatever flavours lay beside it. The soft, sweet, tender flesh cuts the sharpness of cheese to provide a flavour combination which cannot be matched by any other topping. As the night should not be without the moon, the day without the sun, pizza should not be without pineapple. I implore you all, make your allegiances known. Cast out these heretics to be dissolved in the golden juices of truth and justice. We are at war. We will stamp out these blasphemous beliefs spread by those who sit atop the throne of ignorance and a lack of taste buds. Their lack of faith is but temporary, for pineapple on pizza is eternal. Signed, Kim, matron witch of the cult of the golden fruit, soon to be Liam's replacement, currently accepting applications for Chris 2.0.
Wow. Just wow. I'm glad that she understands that she is a witch. That's good. Okay.
Well, you called her a witch enough times.
I did call her a witch enough times. Okay, so so during these late night conversations, we did discuss the topic of is pineapple allowed to be on pizza? Is it a good thing that it's on pizza? To which Liam and I said the correct answer, which is no, not a chance. Get off pizza. We made a load of arguments for it, and then as this conversation evolved, we found out that a lot of other people that we considered friends beforehand, that we considered decent people, turned around and were like, yeah, pineapple's fine on pizza. I was left, I actually, I signed off that night, got into bed and just cried and cried and cried. Just, it never stopped. I couldn't stop crying. Okay. Calling us heretics, fine. I'm a self-confessed, a self-declared heretic anyway. I'm fine with being a heretic, but I completely reject that I am a heretic because I don't like putting a sour, spicy fruit on my pizza. By fruit spicy, I mean, because it's quite sharp, isn't it, on the tongue?
Yeah.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Why are we even having to sit here and try
I'm going to go a step further,
this?
Chris. I think it's just pineapple shit in general.
Pineapple's way too tart.
What lunatic found a fucking spiky fruit and instead of going, "Ow, nah, leave that alone," they went, "I'm going to cut it open." And
then they put it in their mouth and they were like, "This is sharp."
How many people in England eat hedgehogs?
Well, exactly.
It's just not really a common done thing, is it?
You don't
because
eat spiky
fucking
things.
Spiky, so you leave it alone, right?
Yeah.
Pineapple's the same.
Nature has evolved those spikes to warn you to stay away from it because if you eat a pineapple, it's going to give you loads of ulcers. It's going to rip your mouth up. It's horrible.
If you could use 3 adjectives to describe the flavour or taste of pineapple that isn't just shit, rubbish, crap, what would they be? Piss and vinegar. No. It's spicy in like a fruity kind of way. It's very sharp, isn't it?
Very sharp, yeah.
Because
it's unpalatable.
The first sign to me that Kim is on complete and utter crack is that she says the soft, sweet, tender flesh cuts through the sharpness of cheese.
Yeah. I think she's talking about not. This is the thing. Okay, some cheese is quite sharp, but not plain old mozzarella on a pizza. Yeah. You can get some
sharp.
You can get some savage cheeses, that are real like mouth puckerers. But here's the thing. So the pineapple that you get on pizza, right, is probably out of a tin, isn't it? It's tinned pineapple, which is sat in like a sugary brine. So they're not even into pineapple. They're into like pineapple soaked in sugar, sugar water.
Why do people tin it, Chris? Why do they do that?
Nothing should go in a tin.
Fucking bin it.
Do you know what tinned food is, Liam?
Dog food.
It's dead food. It's dead food is what it is. That food was alive at some point, right? It was fresh and vibrant. And now it's been forced into a can, sealed in there, and it's died in that can. If you look at anything that comes out of a can, it just looks like all the life's drained out of it. It's like grey and like off brown. I hate it. So this is what they're having. They're having tinned pineapple.
About, things in cans. I've never understood evaporated milk. It
okay,
clearly
that's
hasn't
cool.
fucking evaporated because it's in a can.
It's true, it hasn't evaporated, but that's how you make really sick banoffee pie. So I'm down with evaporated milk.
That's okay in a can.
Yeah, that hasn't died. That's still full of life, but
But it also hasn't evaporated. So
no, it's lies.
It's just
the whole tin food world is slander.
Milk.
It's terrible.
Yeah, anyway, pineapple on pizza is absolute heresy in itself.
Yeah.
There was an argument in Discord, actually. I think this was put forward by the Reverend Rye, who said, he said that, I said, well, you don't put fruit on pizza. And he said, yeah, but it's got tomato on it. Now, I put this to you, Chris.
Yeah.
Can you really have a proper pizza that doesn't have a tomato base?
I mean...
Not really.
No, you can, because you can order Domino's barbecue.
Traditional Italian pizza.
Traditional pizza. It needs to, but the thing is, the barbecue sauce is kind of like a tomatoey base anyway, isn't it? I'm sure barbecue sauce has got tomato in it.
But tomato traditional Italian pizza has a tomato base.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Does traditional Italian pizza have fucking pineapple on it?
No, and if someone in the comments comes up with some article from like 1653
I'll
where they
delete it.
put of the pineapple on the just delete it. Yeah.
I'll just delete that comment. Yeah. Any comment on the chat that's about pro pineapple on pizza, just redacted. Just delete it straight away.
It's
Get rid of it.
going.
It's just
There's going to be
nonsense.
censorship here. This is not a democracy.
I'm
This
going
is
to be
not free speech.
mildly controversial, Chris.
Yeah?
I have eaten pineapple on pizza.
So have I. You have to eat it to know that it's disgusting, right?
Yeah.
I'm not coming.
that's-
I'm not coming into this just throwing accusations around. I've eaten that shit. That's how I know that I don't like pineapple on pizza.
Okay,
and
I'm
nobody
good.
should.
I thought that was like a bit of a confession for me, and
No.
and you've just made me feel okay about it.
Because there's also ham. It's ham and pineapple, though, isn't it? A Hawaiian pizza is ham.
Why do you do this?
and
Is like the
pineapple.
same. People put pineapple on gammon. Now,
Yeah, gammon's
shit
bad enough.
anyway.
Yeah.
Put pineapple on it. Why do that? At least put a fried egg on so you can split the egg, yolk everywhere. It
Yeah.
can drown that horrible, shitty, salty taste of gammon. Why have gammon when you can have bacon? It doesn't.
Yeah.
Why?
It's ridiculous. And you know what? The pineapple you have on gammon is from a tin as well, isn't it? It's one of those pineapple rings. So again,
Yeah.
it's just a sugar. It's just fruit soaked in sugar.
Yeah,
You might
because
as
if
well-
you have it straight from a pineapple, which I think my missus has done once before,
Yeah.
it's fucking horrible.
Yeah, it's really tart. And if that pineapple isn't perfect as well, then it can be really crunchy. It's oh goodness me.
And it's fucking spiky, like we said.
Yeah, and it's
It's
spiky.
It's a rubbish fruit. As a fruit itself, it shouldn't exist. Let alone putting it on your food. Don't do that. Don't
So
do that.
controversially, I like the flavour of pineapple. Like a pineapple flavoured something is quite refreshing. Pineapple
as like
juice
a
is
drink.
all right as well.
As
Yeah.
I'm about to say, as a drink,
Yeah.
maybe. It's not a food item though, right?
No, as a food item, there's lots of reasons why pineapple, and not only that, but it hurts my mouth. It's like it literally burns my mouth. It's so acidic. You get ulcers and all kinds of stuff if you eat too much pineapple. You don't want that.
So pineapple causes ulcers.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
then again, I'm not even against really sort of tart fruits because passion fruit, amazing. Really, really sour. Really like, great flavour though. You know what I
That's
mean?
the best face I've ever seen. How did that go?
That was just, it's like the face of,
Fucking Popeye had a stroke.
yeah, just imagine that you're eating something sour and then do the face that you do. And that's it. Yeah.
Oh, great. That
Yeah.
I've just realised. How long have we been friends now?
I don't know. It feels like an eternity. It just
I've
keeps
just
dragging
realised
on
that
and
you
on and on.
definitely remind me of an overweight Popeye. Brilliant.
Shut up. Oh, anyway, moving
Yeah.
swiftly on.
I don't think
we should. I don't think we should give this Kim Patreon whatever any more airtime.
Now,
She's
she did
clearly
suggest,
leading some kind of rebellion.
so she did
and-
suggest at the end of this particular statement that she was going to replace me and that
Yeah,
she was going to look for a Chris 2.0. But
yeah. I mean, that's pretty easy. You can just pick Mikey or Andy Byrne, Mikey P or Andy Byrne.
I don't think people would really be that against replacing me with some soft-spoken Irish young lady. But
yeah, probably. Yeah.
I'm not going to give them the choice.
No. She's
So-
not soft spoken. She's a witch leading like
She's
some
a witch,
massive.
yeah.
I bet she's got a really aggressive. But she's like, "All right, there, I'm from Ireland." I bet that's what she sounds like.
Yeah,
I like pineapple on pizza. That wasn't really that Irish. A bit more
really
piratey,
deep,
but-
grainy voice.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna guess. Yeah,
Massive nose like a witch. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Absolutely.
Um,
And she can't defend herself, so this is great. This is what I mean. We've got the platform here.
Oh,
so
we're going to get so
we're
much
right.
abuse on Discord as soon as this goes out. But hey, we have the platform. That's the thing, right? We have
Yeah.
the platform. We can preach to the people. As much as we say, don't worship that false emperor, we also say, don't put pineapple on your pizza. Ah, okay. Okay. Interesting question, Chris.
Yeah.
Banish pineapple on pizza forever,
yeah.
right? Or the Iron Warriors finally kill the emperor of mankind.
Wait, what?
Which would you choose?
Oh God. No, it's really easy. Banish pineapple on pizza forever.
Absolutely. Of course it is, yeah.
Without
It's-
even thinking. The Iron Warriors can fight another day, you know?
Well, that's the thing. Without an emperor, we haven't got people to fight anyway. so
Exactly, yeah. Yeah,
it
it'd be
keeps all the
rubbish.
fun. Yeah, get rid of pineapple. Right, done.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like we've done that one. I think we've unequivocally convinced the people that it's an abomination. It shouldn't exist. I don't think we need to give any more evidence. I think we've been really logical.
We've been really
and
factual.
decisive.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. And
Based it
if
on nothing
anyone
but science.
Yeah. and this is serious. If anybody wants to fight the corner of Pineapple and starts writing pro Pineapple stuff in the comments, there's going to be some censorship going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Right, Chris, question.
Yes.
Next topic, 40k or non-40k?
Let's do some 40k, because we just talked about pineapples for 15 minutes.
Question we've had on our list of 40k questions for a long time that we were going to talk about. What's the sweet spot for points in 40k? So we've got a couple of options in front of us. I didn't read these out in the title, but the title question was, what's the sweet spot for points in 40k? And we've got options here from 1,000 up to 2,000. They basically go up in 250 point increments. So we've got 1,000, 1,200, 1,250, 1,500, 1,750, and 2,000. What do you think? And it doesn't have to be one of those 5. They're just examples. What do you think is a sweet spot for points?
Well, they're quite common
40K?
they're quite common sort of points values for events and stuff, aren't they? And it's just easier that way. So I like it. It kind of depends what you're going for. I really like to have 2,000 points personally over any other number, because lots of armies don't really you don't really get the full toolkit at lower points, and some armies really excel at lower points and can get a lot more of the stuff they need in, whether it's because they're like a horde army or whatever and they're not so elite. But elite armies, I think, really struggle when they can't get their tools in. They can't get all the tools. 2,000 points just lets you, it's just more fun because it lets you really design like a theme and a flavour for an army and go with it. That is personally how I think.
Okay, but, I'm gonna throw a counterpoint at you.
Yeah.
So you say 2,000 points. This is going to be an interesting topic, actually. That's not full of us just dicking around. You say 2,000 points is more fun
for me. Yeah.
So counter argument, right? You're playing your Iron Warriors for argument's sake, okay?
Yep.
And you've got 2,000 points, and we all know roughly what 2,000 points with your Iron Warriors looks like. So there's some Chaos Space Marines. You've got normally 3 Vindicators, perhaps a Predator. There's a Sorcerer, a Warsmith, a bunch of Chaos Space Marines, probably some Terminators, maybe some Obliterators, and some Havocs, roughly-ish.
Yeah,
2,000
like
points,
that,
right?
Yeah.
You come up against 2,000 points of Space Marines, Iron Hands, maybe, I don't know, something like that, and they get turn 1 with 2,000 points of their army to fire.
Yeah.
Is it still fun at that point?
No, because you don't play against Iron Hands.
Well, there's an answer to it, I suppose.
Yeah. No, it's fun. It's fun down the games club where I usually play.
Yeah,
it's fun on the channel where I usually play. Probably not so fun in a tournament setting, but that's not really my zone anyway.
Right, there we go. So this is what I was trying to get to, basically.
Yeah.
So 2,000 points for all the fun is that exists if you have sort of a prior agreement with your opponent.
Yeah.
If you have some sort of pre-match kind of communication about the type of game you're going to play, et cetera, et cetera. Or even if you just know that person.
Oh, yeah. And you know that they're not going to be that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you know that person, you say, "Right, we're going to play. I'm going to play on Monday night at the club. Yeah, cool. 2K. Yeah, happy days." And you know he's not going to bring 2K of horrific.
Yeah,
you will have more fun. Absolutely, you will.
Yeah. One thing though is, I do really like. I mean, I tend to go to casual events. Non-tournament. They're kind of tournaments, but it's all for fun anyway.
Yeah.
Not the kind of place where tournament players go. Again, nothing wrong with tournament players. I'm just saying it's not my scene that much because I'm rubbish at 40k. That's the main reason. I like low points. I like 1250, 1500 in these kind of things because you have to think more carefully what you want, and you have to really force your army in one direction, especially at 1250 or 1,000. You have to kind of come up with what your army does really carefully because you can't really afford with most factions. You can't afford to cover all bases. So you have to kind of figure out your win condition a lot more carefully than having lots of redundancy that you might have in a 2,000 points list. People tend, in 2K, you tend to have multiple anti-vehicle, multiple this and that. Not always going to be the case at 1,000, 1,200 points. So, but that's part of the fun. And I know a lot of people really enjoy the list building aspect of the hobby in that sense. I certainly do. And these kind of little challenges come up. I'm doing another little challenge at the moment where I need to make a 500 point list with Chaos Space Marines. And that's going to be interesting. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. But I've got a list of all the things I can use. It's for a bit of Skype hammer. And I've got to try and make a little 500 point mini force against other little 500 point mini forces. So looking
Yeah,
forward to
okay.
that.
I'm going to say that I think the sweet spots are hard because it's a really hard question without context. I think I really enjoy, for example, 1,500 point games. I think they're some of my most enjoyable for a number of reasons, and I will obviously explain. So first of all, 1,500 point games, it's depending on the factions, but in my experience, they don't tend to be so much of a slog. That difference of 500 points to 2,000 makes a massive difference as to how much time it can take you and your opponent to play their turns and do their things. And obviously with 40k, you play a full turn before your opponent gets to go. So it does reduce that time, which means the engagement's a little bit more, the fun's a little bit more sort of frequent, I suppose, in that regard, because it's a little bit of a quicker game. I tend to have those games finished in a much shorter period of time. Add that to the fact that, like I've already sort of alluded to, I don't tend to find that my opponent can drop in with 2,000 points of nasty and delete a half of my army in turn one with just 1,500 points for a couple of reasons. They haven't got a load of stuff to open fire turn one anyway. But also, much like what you've already sort of said, you don't have multiple units that can destroy tanks. You don't have multiple units that can do that. You have to have a unit that's specialised, maybe two at 1,500. Maybe two, especially if you're going to keep to things like battalions or whatever.
Yeah. The redundancy definitely drops off because that extra 500 points is usually topping up more of the things that you like.
Yeah, it's getting three of the vindicators instead of having maybe one or two. Absolutely. So I think what it does at 1,500 is it forces people to make choices that they wouldn't normally have to make at 2,000. It forces people also, I believe, to make more tactical choices in game because units are less throwaway. Because if you have a single unit that you think, this is my only unit that might be strength 9 or 10, I don't want to throw that unit away really quickly because I might need that later on. So I don't want to just chuck it away because it's important to me. I don't have that redundancy. So tactically, it might force you to make a different choice with what you do, what you target, how you move, while you play, what you do with those units. So personally, I think it means that the game can be a little bit more tactical. I certainly have found that when I've played 1,500 points, I think they've been more interesting games than 2,000. There is a downside to it.
Okay.
And obviously, there is a caveat. There is a downside. If your opponent has an amazing first turn at 1,500 points and deletes a ton of your army, you've not got as much left.
So even less, yeah.
It can be much harder to come back from. But I haven't experienced that as a problem yet, which is interesting.
So I think like you said earlier, obviously the question was always going to be sort of based on various different caveats.
Yeah.
But 1,500 points perhaps is a better game to play against strangers or people that you've not played before, or in a bat rep setting. 1,500 points is nice.
Yeah.
2,000 points with a mate of yours or more, higher than 2,000 points, if you're just hanging out for the day and chucking dice and you don't mind it being a bit more sloggy, but you know that both of you are going to take lists that are playing something out or something for fun, seems to be sort of how it goes, isn't it? So I guess the higher the points, the higher the points you play, the more narrative you need to go, unless you want it to just be a ridiculous battle, you know.
Yeah.
But I think the challenge of list building is definitely tested a lot more at those lower points then. So if you want that to be a major aspect of the game, playing at lower level points, 1,250, 1,500, or even 1,000, that seems to be where you're at to really show what you can do with a list, rather than just pick everything you've got. Basically,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but it also it really changes faction to faction. Chaos Space, like Necrons, for example. Actually, Necrons are a better example than Chaos Space Marines. Necrons are so overcosted that it's almost difficult to make an even a fun list to play at lower points levels.
Are Necrons overcosted?
Yes. Yeah, they are. Their troops are expensive and a bit shit.
I played Necrons a fair few times now. We have Necrons on the channel.
Yep.
Necrons are expensive depending. And it depends on a couple of things. It depends on your opponent and it depends on dice rolling, ultimately. I've found with Necrons very, very, very simply, and I mean really simply, where reanimation protocols don't work or are nullified.
Mm-hmm.
And by nullified, I mean if you're playing an opponent, I played a guard player at an event, at confrontation events in Portsmouth. Good player, lovely bloke, no qualms there. However, he systematically removed full unit, then removed full unit,
Yeah,
then removed
which is
full, and
what
obviously
everybody who knows what they're doing is going to do,
should be doing against
unless there's
Necrons.
too much terrain on the table.
So by doing that, what he did is he completely removed my opportunity for reanimation protocols. However, other games I've played, there was a game that went on deploymentzone.tv recently against Brom and his Orcs, and there's been other games where this has happened. I think I played you with this specific issue as well. Reanimation has been very good for me every single turn.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely ridiculous when it works.
a Destroyer at 50 points is probably overcosted, yes. A Immortal, whatever they are, is probably overcosted, yes. But when you then get maybe 3 wounds out of that Immortal because he's got up twice, or you get sort of 6 to 9 wounds out of that Destroyer because he's got up twice, suddenly they don't seem that expensive.
Yeah, but I think for most people's experience of the game isn't going to be on a really nice DZTV table. You know what I mean? So most people are going to be playing on with a few bits of terrain here and there, and one large line of sight blocking piece in the middle, maybe. It's very difficult to play Necrons in a fun way in that kind of setup, because you're either being extremely defensive, or if you go on the offense, you're going to have units wiped one after the other. I think maybe we're slightly going off topic here, but maybe the issue's more with reanimation protocols than it is with the points costing in that regards then.
To a degree, yeah. But what I'm saying is, again, the points costing of Necrons is very... I get it, situational, like I say. I would argue that they do perform better at 2,000 points, but not necessarily because I think they're overcosted, but just because I think you get more opportunity to make use of things like reanimation protocols. Because if you've got that much stuff, the likelihood of being able to completely kill a unit to a man is less. Saying that they've then got 2,000 points. It's hard. It's a real hard answer.
It's a weird one.
I think it's a really hard question to answer. What is a sweet spot? Because 1,000 points is amazing for some people. Unless you're an Imperial Knight player, then it's really shit.
Yeah, I think the question really isn't answerable in terms of you come out of it saying this is the sweet spot. I think the answer is depends what you're playing, depends what you're doing. What do you want out of the game? Here's the sweet spot for that. Because there are definitely sweet spots for certain goals that you want.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's spot on. What's interesting as well is in certain narrative scenarios I've been involved in the past, we've started with a group of friends at 500, growing to 750, growing to 1,000, 1,250, 1,500.
Good old escalations.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if you can have an amazing game in escalation at 500 points and an amazing game at 2,000. So I don't think there is a sweet spot as a overriding answer, much like what you've just basically said. I think it depends what you're after, and it depends what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I think probably 1,500. You think probably 2,000 based on your experiences and on the whole. And up until very recently, actually, basically every event out there played 1,750. So bang in the middle of what we just said.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a little bit of a maybe 2,000, maybe 1,500. Screw it, let's go in the middle and let's go 1,750. However, recently, Games Workshop, I say recently, it's probably just over a year now, Games Workshop did make the decision to up it to 2,000 points. So they clearly agree with you. They think a better place for 40k now is 2,000 points, which is interesting.
In terms of doing what you want with your lists, it's probably less creative at 2,000 points.
The other thing with it, though, so I'm going to flip on its head a little bit.
Go for it.
And kind of counter my own point. The other bonus being, if you've got 2 units at 2,000 points, you've got 3 Vindicators, whatever. I'm just saying these because you use these, obviously. And in turn 1, your opponent blows a Vindicator off the board. Bonus being at 2,000 points is you still have another one to use.
Yeah, unless you go round to Winter's house against his 13th, and on his first turn...
Who's this man?
There's this guy, he does some YouTube stuff. He had the most horrendous, well, amazing for him, first turn against me. He was rolling double 6s for damage and literally popping tanks all over the place. It was absolutely devastating.
I think you're lying. I've never seen him roll anything but 2s.
Yeah, but then when I'm there, obviously my pure heresy enhances his dice when he's playing the 13th, because he absolutely wrecked my vehicles. It was horrible. I actually cried quite a lot off camera. But
so we're gonna summarize this a bit. I think what is the best or the sweet spot for points isn't an easily answerable question. I personally think I've had more fun at 1,500 Chris says he thinks he prefers 2000.
Except it depends. It does depend, but yeah, I like 2000
Okay.
because it depends on time. If you haven't got much time, don't play 2000.
If you haven't got much time, don't play fucking 40k.
Don't play 40k. No, I mean, yeah.
Play Kill Team or some shit.
If you know you and your opponent can smash through a 2k game at the Games Club, then go for it. But it's probably more likely you're going to be able to play 1500.
As usual with the Endless Cacophony podcast, if it's a question that doesn't really make any fucking relevance at all to 40k, we tend to have a definitive answer. If it's a question that's specifically about 40k, we don't really give you one.
No, because we're just massive disappointments.
Yeah. Is that what your mum says?
That's what Mum says every day, yeah. She just calls me up and says that.
Chris.
Yes, Liam. Yeah, Liam, what's up?
If you were a powerful and crazy drug lord, what animal would you use to defend your home?
Okay, so crabs. Like, not
Plural,
the ones...
plural.
Yeah, crabs, yeah. Not the ones that you find...
On the beach.
No, the ones you find on the beach, not the other ones. The ones you find on the beach, massive ones. And here's why, all right? Crabs are nature's centurions, right?
Right.
Think about this.
I just choked on beer.
I know. I was watching. I was hoping that it was going to go a bit further. It didn't. Crabs are nature's centurions, and they have come with a full suit of armor.
Yep.
They have weapons built into both hands. Instead of having hands, they've got sharp claws, haven't they? Big meaty claws, and they're really dexterous. They've got loads of limbs and they can do stuff with. So I'm thinking, if you had like a few hundred of those, could you imagine trying to break into your villa or wherever it is, and someone shouts, "Release the crabs!" from up high? Pull up a door. What would you do if like 400 massive crabs came out, pincers out, they're all coming at you sideways? That's intimidating, isn't it? Plus, you can't physically get through them either.
No, so crabs would be a shit guard animal, Chris.
Why?
Because they'd be stood there looking at you, right? And so I break into your drug lord palace.
Yeah.
Right? So I come through your front gate because I might as well. And I'll tell you why. I might as well.
Yeah, because the wall's really high.
You've got a crab up there on the at the front door.
400.
Stood in front of your front door. You've got one there for now on guard until he calls the other ones in, right?
he doesn't. The crab doesn't shout, "Release the crabs," because he is one. He can't.
So who shouts release the crabs?
A person.
So why wouldn't they just fucking guard your house? That's pointless. What
Because
happens when that person's out?
Well, he can't go out.
When that person's out, you've got a crab on your front door, right, looking down your path.
Yeah, he's got to use delivery, mate. He can't.
I walk in through your front door. I might as well have a black and white stripy jumper and a fucking swag bag because I'm walking through your front gate. Your crab sees me.
Yeah.
I look at your crab in the eyes, Chris.
Yeah.
I say,
he's got two little.
Come at me, crab.
Yeah.
And do you know what he does?
What?
Fucks off sideways. He can't come at me. He can't come at me, Chris.
Yeah.
He can't. He's off sideways. He's going to do laps of the house because of the way he's facing. He can't come at me.
That's ridiculous because we've trained the crabs to walk forwards. We get them all drunk. We keep them drunk and then they walk forwards.
You put a crab in a pint. Ricky Gervais special. Put a crab in a pint.
Exactly, yeah. No, we're not talking about having untrained animal guardians because that would be ridiculous. Then you could be like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a lion as my guard, but I can't train it, so it would just kill me and my family and run around." They've got to be trained, haven't they? So the crabs have been trained, 400 of them to attack. You get overwhelmed, absolutely overwhelmed, and they're pinching you, and you're going, stop it, and they're like crawling up you, and some people don't like them. They're creepy. They're a bit like spiders, aren't they?
No,
in appearance,
nothing like spiders.
Well, they got
They're
nearly as many legs.
And you can eat them.
They're a little bit different, yeah. You can eat a spider. There's nothing stopping you from eating a spider, mate. That's what I'm saying. You can eat one. But
I'm sure I can,
fine,
but I can't get it from Morrison's where I can get crab, right? Crabs as well, but I can get crab.
If you don't like my crabs idea,
okay,
tell me what animal's guarding your drug lord villa.
It was tough. I had an option of about 3 or 4. I've narrowed it down to 2 at the moment.
The animal kingdom's quite vast. I think I could probably get about 6.
Yeah, but we had to pick one, Chris,
yeah, okay,
and I can't pick one. I've picked 2.
Okay, can I change my mind after I've heard yours?
Yes.
Okay, right.
This can go on for hours. So my first one, which is quite simple, quite obvious, a giant, and I mean giant, flock of geese.
Wow. Okay.
Have you been chased by a goose?
Yeah. No. You know what? That's awesome. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
They're evil
Geese
bastards.
are absolutely horrifying.
I would have to come to my own house. I mean, luckily I'm a drug lord, right? So I can come to my
Yeah.
house in my helicopter because I
Yeah,
wouldn't want to come
land
through
on
the
the
front
roof.
gate. Yeah. So
Geese are
let's
violent.
switch the scenario, right? I've now got a goose in front of my front door on my driveway. You walk
Yeah.
through my front gate. Are you going to be happy to do that? Seeing a goose stood there?
No, the second it sees you, it's going to do that thing where it runs. They run at
Yeah.
you, don't they?
Yeah.
With their wings, they're all over the place, legs flapping about. And you're like, oh my god! And you can. It might be a goose, or it could be a swan. One of them apparently can break your leg with their arm, with their wing.
Goose.
Sorry.
It's a goose.
Yeah, geese. They're ridiculous. They're powerful. They're aggressive. They're loud. They've got a foghorn like attack. All right, fine. You thought about it more than me. I did actually think of mine.
I had
As you
another
were saying
option,
it,
right?
but-
I had another option, which was. What do you mean you thought of yours as I was saying it? You sent me the topic anyway.
Right,
I
listen.
had another option, which was my first choice originally,
Yeah.
and I changed it to geese just because geese, right? Are cool. And the other thing is, I mean, it's Christmas. I'm hungry. I went to Morrison's. They ran out of turkey and devil bird. Ugh.
Ugh, devil bird.
I don't want that anyway because it's horrible, dry,
Dry and nasty.
shitty meat.
Yeah.
It's got a face like a scrotum.
Yeah.
So I came home. What am I going to have for Christmas? Goose on the driveway. Just have one of those.
Just
Lovely
have one of those. Except
Yeah.
how you
I've
going
got
to
a
get
giant.
it? 'Cause
I've got a giant flock, Chris.
Yeah.
So I can have one for Christmas. All right, it's fine.
yeah, but they're violent. Who do you send to get the goose though? Would you have
Come
to have
here.
another animal?
Come here, Terence. No. So what you do, right, is you go out on your little balcony, drug lord,
Yeah.
massive house, land in a helicopter.
Yeah, of
etc.
course,
Go
yeah,
out on
yeah.
your balcony. I'll get one of my children on a fishing rod, just
Ah, yeah.
hang him over the edge, and then reel
Don't
the
put
goose
yourself in
in.
danger. Yeah.
Oh, of course not. And
Yeah.
then reel the goose in. Terence, your turn. Head off. There we go. In the
Yeah.
oven. Goose.
So when I was,
my other option, which would go on,
let me just say this one thing because I need people to know.
Let you interject right
Yeah.
now.
When I was starting off my speech about crabs, right? About the crabs, and I said they were nature's centurion. You might have heard me hesitating quite a lot. It sounded like I was struggling to come up with what I was saying.
Yeah.
That wasn't anything to do with me struggling. That was actually because Liam was showing me one of his boobs. So I just want that on record that he was trying to show me one of his boobs, and that
Why-
made it really hard for me to concentrate.
Why did you need to ruin our private session?
Because
Um,
I don't want people to think that I didn't know how to describe my crabs as nature's centurions.
No. Anyway, my
But
other
yeah,
option,
carry on.
everyone listening to this has probably seen it. The other option that I had originally was chimpanzees.
They are absolute savages, mate.
And
I
they
watched
have-
a documentary. They pull
got-
each other apart.
Yeah, they've got ranged firepower.
What? Oh yeah, they do, haven't they? Yeah, took a moment. They have bio warfare, don't they?
They've
They're
got
like
ranged firepower, absolutely. So this, you get through your front gate, you're already getting bombarded with monkey poo
feces.
just
Yeah,
hitting you already.
yeah,
And if you get too close, they pull your arms off.
yeah. Literally pull your arms off.
Yeah.
Which they do to each other. They pull people's. I actually watched a documentary the other day, and in it was a woman who was calling the police to say that her friend's face was getting eaten by a chimp that she'd had for years, and her friend actually got her face taken off. She's got a new face now. They put one on, but the chimp ate it, and I was like,
Lego.
damn. Yeah, you think chimps are amazing, like Bubbles or whoever Michael Jackson's one was.
I mean,
We put them in like baseball caps and give them like cool dude jeans and stuff, but then they'll literally pull your arms off if they get the
to
chance.
be fair, they are amazing, but
They're awesome, yeah.
they're not a domesticated pet.
No, they're powerful, almost humans, aren't they? I think monkeys or apes or one of those kinds of groups is now in the Stone Age because they now have stone tools.
There was two things that put me off the chimps and why I went for the geese instead. So reason number one is
Yeah. Can't eat a chimp.
they can climb.
Yeah.
So if I'm on my balcony chilling out, I don't even need my fishing rod. They can climb. They get me.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
I know. I'm a drug lord. There's probably drugs everywhere. If a chimp gets some of that stuff, I don't want to be responsible for that. It's going to be carnage. I'm
You
going to be in
can
trouble.
train them to sip tea though,
The
so
other
they
thing
can
is,
be entertaining.
we get to Christmas Day. I don't want devil bird. I can't eat a chimp. Really. can I?
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't eat a chimp.
Yeah,
You
a
could.
goose
You
is okay,
just
but
just
chimp.
like how you can eat a spider, you probably can eat a chimpanzee. I just don't know if you'd want to.
Yeah, it's a fair point. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't. It's not going to taste as nice as a goose. I don't think they're all muscly and. Yeah,
Well, it depends if they taste like humans. Because if they do, apparently humans taste delicious. That's
Do
why
we?
we're the long pork, isn't it? Is it long
I've
pork?
no idea, Chris.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
name's Liam, not fucking Hannibal. What are you about?
No, human flesh is supposed to be delicious. There was a bloke who cut someone up and fed the meat to his cousins, and his cousins were like, "This is the best meat we've ever had." Kept wanting more, and he was like, "Yeah, sure." He cut up his wife or something.
Is that a real story?
That's a real story. Yeah, it's
Really?
It's kind of like a simplified version because it was just a bloke, but yeah, it happened somewhere. I remember reading
I feel
about
like
it.
if that was a real story, Netflix would have made a film about it by now.
It's
or
a real
series,
story.
Or a
I'll
crazy
look it up.
series.
I'll look it up, and in the next podcast, I'll have more information on it. But he was feeding,
Okay.
basically, he was feeding it to some relatives or some friends or something, and they were loving it. A Russian guy did the same thing actually. He
Really?
he punched he had a fight with one of his neighbours, and punched him, and he like fell over and hit his head. So he didn't know what to do. So he
Okay.
just turned him into roast dinner.
So now with the knowledge that I picked geese first and chimpanzee second,
Yeah,
do you want to stick or twist with your answer of crabs?
crabs. Well, I'm not going to use one of yours. Geese
you
is
are-
good.
You're changing already, are you?
Seagull. No, not seagulls. Bullet ants. No, I'm going to have to stick with crabs because I'm just not quick enough at thinking to come up
That's
with a better.
very disappointing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, considering you're not quick enough, people might notice I'm quick firing questions tonight. I'm just trying to get through the 4 that we had because we already started with the secret fifth one.
Yeah.
About, should pineapple be on pizza? And we
Yeah.
unequivocally decided, with all of us agreed, everyone listening to this at the time,
Yep.
obviously by listening to this, you instantly vote to agree with us that
Yep.
it shouldn't be there.
That's already happened, by the way. You can't retract that now.
Yeah,
That's
it's
happened.
it's tough. Just
Yeah.
by listening to this podcast and getting to this point in the podcast, 35 odd minutes in, we've agreed, nope.
Yeah.
So I'm just quick firing questions just because I like you thinking on your feet more than having time to think about the question.
Oh, good.
So, how long have we done so far? Okay, we've got some time.
Yeah.
I
Throw a
wanna
question
ask-
at me, Liam. Let's do
So,
it.
the question about the drug law was from Wolf Corgi Discord, and there's 2 questions left at the moment. One's from Discord, one's not. I'm going to include the one from Discord. That's kind of the
Yeah,
whole point,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, we should
Okay.
do that. Yeah.
It does mean that our balance of topics of 40k compared to random is completely askew this week. But
Oh well.
would you rather fight one normal lion with your bare hands, or fight a giant lion, but you have bears for hands?
Wow. And who provided that one?
That was from Sultan in Discord.
Thanks, Sultan in Discord.
Tough question.
Good lord, what a question, eh? So a normal sized lion with your bare hands, that's hard. But then a giant lion, was that it? Normal sized lion with your bare hands?
Yeah, I got big hands, so maybe not that.
Yeah,
but
all right, mate. Yeah.
Normal
Or a
size
giant
lion
lion
with bears
with bears for hands.
So your hands are actually bears.
Yeah, that could pose some difficulty, but I'm thinking about it now. Initial thoughts off the top of my head. If you're fighting a giant lion with bears, when you've got bears for hands, right, you're going to be a normal human size. So if your arms are out in front of you and you've got 2 bears at the ends of your arms, you've got a nice shield wall in front of you.
How are they attached to your arms though? Like, is it like a puppet,
Oh.
like like a sock puppet, or are they? I don't.
Like a sock puppet.
Can you take them off, or are they just on your hands? Is it part of your? Is
Well,
it part of your anatomy?
Read that line of the question again with bears.
Would you rather fight one normal lion with your bare hands, or fight
Yeah.
a giant lion but you have bears for hands?
So
that would sort of
that
indicate to
sounds
me
like
that-
your hands are gone, and in their place are bears. And
Are
I'm
the,
going to have to hope that you're kind of in their backs somewhere, because otherwise that's going to get a bit.
Are the 2 bears friends?
That's oh my god! What if they're not friends? You'll end up fighting. And what if they team up with the giant lion?
Absolutely.
There's
Who
nothing
knows?
saying they're going to be enemies. You could immediately be stuck with 2 bears attacking you and a giant lion? Also, lions are massive. How big is a giant lion? How
I've
big are we
seen
talking?
I've seen films like Life of Pets, and I know for a fact, right, that we speak human and
Yeah.
all animals can talk to each other.
Yeah, they can talk to each other, yeah.
It's on Life of Pets.
And
so all it
sometimes
takes,
they form unlikely friendships, don't they? Like a cat will help out a mouse or something.
yeah. So all it takes is for the lion to have a chat with the bears and be like, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Humans suck.
we listened to that podcast of the week, and humans are the most tasty meat. So,
Exactly, yeah. Long
So
pork, mate.
I'm worried, Chris, about the dangers of having bears for hands.
Yeah.
Are they
But-
tame and trained? And I
I
don't
think-
mean like will they dance for me on my
Yeah.
hands. I don't. That's no good to me right now.
I think you should be more worried about trying to fight a lion with your bare hands. I know that you tried to play it all cool and you're like, I've got big hands. Lions are like, how much are they? 600 pounds in weight or something?
Have you ever punched a lion?
I've never punched a lion, but I don't think it would be that effective. I don't think it's possible. I don't think you could possibly beat a lion with your bare hands unless you did some kind of amazing 1 in a million strike into its mouth or something. And I don't know.
Into its mouth.
You punch it straight in the mouth, all
Into
the way.
its mouth.
Yeah, all the way to the back of its. No, because then it's going to bite your arm off, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't see how you didn't see the problem of putting your hand in the lion's mouth.
Yeah, okay. I didn't think that one through. Okay, you put your head in its mouth, reach right, and you look inside. Oh no, that's also another problem, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, you'd have to find a hole that you could jam something in.
Yeah.
To frighten it enough.
But
that
if you're jamming something in, at that point, you're not fighting it with your bare hands.
unless it's your thumb. That's your bare hand, isn't it?
You have got a pretty round thumb as well. That's going to
Yeah.
cause that lion some problems.
I'm thinking. Obviously, I was thinking in its eye socket. What were you thinking? Were you thinking something else?
Yeah.
I was just thinking if you could get your thumb in its eye.
like the old fish hook.
Yeah, in the eye though. Yeah, you might frighten it
Oh.
off.
A
Giant
eye
lion, though.
gouge.
So a giant lion is gonna the size of a house? Yeah. A bear's gonna be able to beat a giant lion anyway. Probably. I don't think so.
I don't know, man. Bears are pretty badass.
Yeah, but they're not as big, as powerful as a giant version of the alpha predator, right? The king of the jungle.
Mind you, bears, they've changed, haven't they, over the years? I saw on TV the other day, the fucking thing had a flat cap on. It was nicking picnics. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't think they're that vicious anymore.
No, they want to pig out, don't they, on human food? They want
Yeah.
Doritos and stuff. Have you seen The Lion King?
Which one?
What do you mean, which one? I'm
The
talking about
original or the new one?
What do you mean, the new one? There's one Lion King that's out, and it came out in 1991 or something.
Yes, I've seen that one, yeah.
Yeah. If you've seen that,
Because Darth Vader's in it.
is it? Yeah, he is in it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all,
shit dad in that one as well. Go on.
yeah, it's the Lion King, right? Probably called that because lions are like the top, like a king. And did you see them fighting in that? I wouldn't want to get involved. They're pretty powerful. I'm definitely not beating one in a fight. So I'm personally going to have to go for the bears for hands and just take my chances and see what happens. And I'm going to set the parameters here. The bears will be positioned in the lower spine. Each of my arms is going to plug into their lower spine. So
You're going to put, I mean, I don't know how tall a bear is. We haven't established what type of bear it is.
that's true. It would be really bad if it was a koala bear, wouldn't it? Are they bears though? What are they?
Called a koala bear, so
Yeah, I know, but it's one of those things.
are they
isn't
not
it, where-
like are they not like a marsupial or something? I don't know.
Yeah, they're not real bears.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's that then. Our koala audience is now just fucked off.
Yeah, sorry, just completely done the koala. And then also what are the other ones? What are those? Is it a red panda?
Drop bears.
Oh, drop bears are a thing. Yeah,
Red pandas are they? They're bears, aren't they? Red pandas.
Yeah,
I
but they
think,
look like something else. They look like big squirrels or something.
They're pretty rare though. I wouldn't want to be putting them in front of a giant lion.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Panda
already-
bears look like they just wouldn't bother. They're really apathetic, aren't they, panda bears?
What if you had two polar bears?
Now, polar bears, now we're talking. They are pretty mean looking dudes, right?
Yep.
Couple of those, one on each
But-
arm.
But
They're
if
going
you've
to pull
then-
you around.
But if you've got one on each arm now, right? So you've specified, Chris, the lower
Yeah.
spine.
Yeah. I just realised straight away, almost immediately, I'm going to have both my arms ripped off. Like almost, like the fight's going to start. They're going to go apart from each other and just pull me straight into bits. I'm just gone. See you later.
Yeah.
I've made my choice and now I've got to live with it. I'm going to be basically just a torso for a few minutes and that's
I'd
it.
rather fight a normal sized lion with my bare hands.
Yeah, but that's because you actually think that you stand a chance against it.
But also, if I do win,
You're not going to win. You're not going to win.
If I beat a lion with a normal sized lion with bare hands, right? And we haven't specified the age of the lion. So this normal sized lion could be 3 months old, right? I fancy giving that one a right hook. And then if I beat the lion, I've got normal hands. I can have a normal life, Chris.
Yeah, but think of all the other things you could do with bare hands.
I can still get on the bus. I wouldn't get on a bus, but you could.
Yeah.
You can't do that with bears for hands.
No, could you
You'd
imagine
have to
walking
pay
down an
for
alleyway?
3 tickets, Chris.
Yeah,
3
imagine
tickets.
walking down an alleyway on a dark night, right? And the bears are in front of you.
You're not going to be walking anyway. You're going to be dragged.
Okay, you're getting dragged, but the bears, they're wearing camouflage or they're like black bears or grizzly bears or something, so they can't be, because polar bears and people are going to see it, right?
Yeah.
You're walking down the alleyway, you're getting dragged down the alleyway and you're like, woo, trying to keep up.
Where is this alleyway?
Somewhere, London, I don't know. In the middle of London, right? You've got a
Probably
few
too hot
grand,
for polar bears.
got a
Too
few
hot for
grand
polar
in your
bears.
back pocket.
They're
as per
dehydrated
usual.
by now.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Got a few grand in your back pocket, and you hear this noise. Oi, governor, give us your money or I'll poke you with me stick, right? At that point, like a normal person, you'd be absolutely terrified. You'd be like, oh no, a ruffian. What am I going to do? Imagine turning around and be like, what did you say, mate? Turning around and there's 2 full-size adult bears connected to your arms. What are they going to do?
You managed to hide the 2 bears until
Yeah,
you
because
turn around.
it's in a dark alley, right? And then he's like, "Oh, call blimey, sorry for disturbing you, governor.
You've
You
not
have
seen,
yourself a nice night."
You've not seen nasty people in central London for a long time, have you? Because
No,
I don't
no.
think they quite talk like that.
No, last time I was on my way to London, and a nasty person came along. He had an empty bottle of peach schnapps in his hand, and he said, "Put your wallet and your phone on the chair, or I'm going to smash this and stab you in the stomach." Which was a bit different. Got off the train though. I was with my mate. We just got off the train instead, and then got on another one. So
Did you not feel confident with your stomach?
I thought he could probably put a glass bottle through it. He was quite scary, but you know.
But
Yeah,
if you had
if I'd
bears
had
for
bears
hands,
for hands at that time,
he would never approach you.
no, he wouldn't have said, "Oi, governor, let's have your
Oi,
Nokia
mate."
3210 out on the chair."
Oh, mate. I'm completely lost as to what the hell. Yeah.
You haven't,
anyway,
you want to fight a 3-month-old lion cub? Is basically where
didn't
you went with
specify
that.
age, Chris. Come on.
Yeah, all right, fine.
That's the whole point of these questions. We need parameters. To be
Yeah,
able to
technicalities.
accurately answer. So 3-month-old lion, bop it on the head.
Yeah, like a bop it.
Yeah, like a bop it. Oh, my son's got a bop it, and
Oh God, twist it.
fucking thing.
Bam,
No,
bam.
don't
Yeah.
twist it. Fucking bury it. That's what you want to do with it. But yeah, so I'll fight a 3-month-old lion, pop it on the head,
Yeah.
teach it a lesson. I don't think you need to kill it. It's a lion. He's
No,
only
it doesn't
3
say you have
months.
to fight to the death, does it?
It's only 3 months old. Bop it on the head.
Yeah.
It'll learn its lesson. It'll piss off back to the wherever it come from, jungle, whatever.
They come
And
from the jungle. Yeah,
then I
they live
can
in
with a
the.
normal life. And I mean, even better than that, later on in life, I can write a book about how I beat a lion with my bare hands. Bestseller, rich as hell, because people make money off books nowadays, I think, still. Jobs are good. You,
Yeah.
however, you're touring with the circus now. 'Cause
Yeah.
You've got bears for hands.
Mate, I'm going to be on YouTube. If I've got bears fans, people are going to want to know about that.
Yeah, I think now you win.
And doctors will be like, "Oh, can we find out what's going on there?" And when they do an X-ray, they're going to see some arm bones that go straight in and become a vertebrae on a bear.
You're
gonna be amazing.
convinced that bears for hands is the right choice, isn't you?
I'm actually thinking about it now. Like, I want to make this happen.
Gonna try some clever surgery.
Yeah, yeah. Have you seen that film? Tusk, I think it's
Are you
called.
really?
Oh yeah,
asking
you don't watch
me
films, do you?
if I've seen that film?
Basically, a man gets
Yesterday, I spent £16, 16 English pounds, in Sky Store to rent for the family Trolls 2. Chris, I will never get that £16 back.
£16 to rent one. You've made a mistake there, mate.
No, so basically, because it was supposed to come out in the cinema, but cinemas are closed.
You can have it like a cinema ticket, right?
Yeah,
I get it.
cinemas are closed. You pay for it on Sky Store now, and my nippers, 7 and 2, very confused. Really wanted to watch Trolls 2 for some bizarre reason because apparently one was really good. So I rented it. That was, that was more of a disappointment than my wife's wedding night. Like, it was horrendous. It was so bad.
Yeah.
That vindicates my decision not to watch films, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, this film though is about people who get surgically altered into being a walrus. So I'm just saying that it is possible in filmland that I could have bears for hands. So.
Like South Park when he had a dolphinoplasty.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. Yeah.
Chris becomes a bear.
Becomes 2 bears and a man as one big
two bears
entity.
One.
It's gonna be great. Yeah, 3, 2. Okay, we've answered that question. Done. Have we got any more? Is that?
There's another one, but I'm looking at the time, and for some strange and bizarre reason, my wife wants wife time. And I don't think I want to delve into what do we
save
want
it.
for
Don't
edition.
Yeah, save it.
So what I'm
Let's
thinking
carry it
is, I think we keep not reasons why pineapple definitely does not belong on pizza. We don't keep that one. I don't want to keep how did we discover milk?
No.
Where is it? What are we hoping for a 9th edition? I think it's a really good topic for.
That's a big one.
Chucking in there as the 40k topic in the next podcast. What do you think?
That's a big one because I put that one in there, and I think it's going to be more of like a wish list, obviously, than a realistic expectations. But I think we've got a lot to talk about on that one. So let's pen that in for the next one.
Let's save that one.
Let's thumb it in for the next one.
I've had 4 beers. I'm definitely thumbing that one in. This is the end of this particular episode. I'm thinking that maybe because we're going to be doing them more frequently, 40 to 50 minutes is probably about the sweet spot, right? You reckon?
Yeah, it depends if we get carried away. If we get carried away, we get carried away.
Yeah, but the bonus being that it'll hopefully be more frequent releases. Because I'll be honest with you, Chris, and I don't like picking you up too much. I don't like praising you too much. But
yeah, I know.
I'm loving doing this.
Yeah, this is good fun, isn't it?
This is the most fun I've had producing content in a long time. I think it's amazing.
This is just the most fun I've had. I've lived
in
a
your
sad life. Yeah.
Until you become Bear Man.
Oh yeah, double Bear Man.
Chris Giles becomes Bear Man.
Yeah. So that's my future goal. Yeah.
Now,
yeah, you should sing the outro song again because people loved the last one.
I think this needs to be at least turn-based now.
I've done 2 though, so you need to do 2 to catch up.
I don't care what you've done. This is episode 5. You must have done more than 2.
3 then.
I want you to sing the outro, Chris, and I want you to somehow involve pineapple.
Pineapple. Okay.
Are you ready?
Now, do you want me to do it now? Have you got anything you want to say? You got the spiel you want to say?
Yeah, I need to do the spiel. I wanted to give you some time to think about it.
Before,
last time you just put me on the spot, and I was pressured, and I didn't have my makeup wasn't done. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this particular podcast. Yes, most of what we do is talk about complete fucking nonsense and random crap. And people seem to be getting a feel for this now, which is really, really good because we are trying to be lighthearted. We're trying to enjoy ourselves. We're trying to get you to enjoy yourselves with us, which is, I think, specifically important right now in the horrible, dark time that currently exists in the globe. Yeah. So, if you
grim darkness of the
this,
current day, right?
Yeah, if you have enjoyed this, there are 4 other episodes that are on Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube, and you're more than welcome, obviously, to check out the back catalogue and keep watching. We started actually trending in the iTunes podcast charts for Great Britain, which is pretty good.
Check us out.
Look at us go. Thank you so much for everyone for your support. It's amazing. If you look in the video description below, there are a number of links. One of them will get you to the Discord for deploymentzone.tv, which is important because that's a Patreon subscription that gets you into our Discord. No, I lie. There's 2 for that. There's one specifically for Discord, which gets you access to the free section of Discord. We're opening it up to everybody during the coronavirus outbreak so that people have got a place to come and talk, hang out, speak to like-minded people, get a load off their mind, whatever they want to do. There's loads of supportive stuff going on in there. You get access to sort of 10, 15 channels, which is really good. There is a Patreon link. If you pay for Patreon, you get access to all the channels. And there's also a link to our website for deploymentzone.tv. And if you take a DZTV subscription, you get access to a massive back catalogue of videos. And although we're running out of battle reports because coronavirus is a thing, there's 93 or 94 battle reports on there. It's an amazing back catalogue. Discord, Patreon subscription for Discord and the website subscription are two separate things. You could choose to do one, both, or none, of course. And if you want to do none and still come and jump into Discord and hang out with like-minded people, you're more than welcome to come and join us. Don't suffer alone during this time because it's horrible for everybody. So we might as well be all in it together. That is about everything. If you enjoyed this, obviously give it a like, click subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you drop a comment below as to your thoughts and theories on not only should pineapple be on pizza, but what animal you would have to guard your place and whether you would rather have bears for hands or fight a normal-sized lion. I think they're all important matters. And you could also, comment on what your favourite points value is if you really wanted to. If you feel
boring. Oh, no, hang on. That's not boring.
Anyway, I've been doing this watching Chris. You look like you've been really deep in prep there.
I actually can't think of anything. I'm just going to have to go for it.
Yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
So are we ready for this then, are we? The floor is yours, Chris.
If you like pineapple on pizza, then I think you're a little runt. If you order a Hawaiian... Thank you for listening, my dears, to the Endless Cacophony podcast.
Oh, Jesus, you frightened me for a minute.
The Endless Cacophony podcast.